Welcome to Therapy Explained, where we explain, demystify, and destigmatize mental health and mental health treatment. My name is Deniss. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist and your very own mental health cheerleader. Today we're going to be talking about our mother's power over our mental health, how much they actually affect our sense of identity and our well-being as grown-ups, since of course it is Mother's Day, or at least tomorrow is Mother's Day. So let's just go ahead and jump into that video. And remember, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, if you feel like you learned something, and subscribe to this channel for all things mental health if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Number one, our biological and physical well-being. This starts at the very beginning. So just off the bat, what our biological mother is eating and the way that she is treating her body affects her whole being, including her ovaries, which is what is going to become us in the future. So everything about how they are, before we are even born, treating their body is going to affect our biological health. So that does include our development, our brain development, and in our physiological development. So everything is going to be affected based on how they treat their bodies. Of course, also during pregnancy, what they're eating and even what they're experiencing is going to affect our nervous system. So if our mom is in a domestic violence situation, if they're going through immigration at that time, if they have a loss in the family, if there's an accident. So everything that our mom is feeling, our biological mother is feeling while they're pregnant with us, we are feeling too, because we're part of their system at that time. So any sort of spike in stress hormones or anxiety or depression, we are also experiencing that. All those hormones are going through our system as well. And that is shaping the formation of our nervous system. So while they're pregnant with us, even whether or not they intend to affect us, they are affecting us. And then of course, let's talk about what that looks like after we're born. Our future relationships. So off the bat, if our biological mother is not present in our lives, that itself will affect how we feel about ourselves. It will affect what we expect from people, particularly people that we're supposed to trust. So our biological mother, who is supposed to be wired to love us, accept us, nourish us, take care of us, isn't capable of doing that for whatever reason. It's already going to start some emotional, psychological questions for us about our lovability or our worthiness, because they weren't able to do that for us. So off the bat, if you're not growing up with your biological mother, this can have some effects, even if they're not present. If we do grow up with our biological mother, whatever relationship we have with them is going to inform our expectations of every relationship moving forward. Think of this. When we're born, we're basically a blank slate. We don't know how the world works. We don't know what love is. We don't know language. We don't know what relationships are. What are you supposed to, we don't even know what emotions are. We're just feeling them, right? So the way that our mom, whether that's biological mother or adoptive mother, we are going to use that as a template. We're learning oh, okay, so this is love, and this is how you talk to one another, and this is how relationships are supposed to work, whether that's we scream at each other or we hug each other or we don't talk about certain things. So all of this is going to inform, this is how the world works, and this is how you should expect other people to treat you, and this is how you should be treating other people. So it's already going to set up that template for us in the future. Now, this is also known as an attachment style, and I do have a whole series on how attachment styles affect our romantic relationships. So if you're curious or would like to know more about that, make sure to check out those videos after this one. Our self-identity. So again, remember, you're a blank slate. So the way that your mother, whether that's biological or not, is treating you, your mother figure is treating you, you're again going to start to learn, oh, okay, this is how I'm supposed to be treated. So it's going to affect our sense of self. If our mother is encouraging, is able to say, I love you, I'm proud of you, you can do this, if they make room for our feelings, if they encourage us, and if they show up for all of those big events, we're going to feel lovable. We're going to feel worthy. We're going to say, okay, like I'm allowed to have feelings. My mom's always showing up for me. No matter what I do, I can do this. So all of that becomes internalized. Everything that our mom is going to say to us growing up is going to affect our sense of self. It is creating that identity. As we grow up and we become teenagers and we start figuring out who we are, like we have that developmental identity formation during this time in their teenagehood, we're going to also use our relationship with our mom as a template. So if you are also a woman, then you are going to say, okay, I'm going to model myself after my mother because she's that figure for me. So who I am and who I want to be is going to be based on that and based on how she's treated me as such as well. So all of the messages that we receive from our mothers, whether that's verbally them telling us you're lovable, you're worthy, I believe in you, or if they are, not so subtly through their behaviors communicating that to us by maybe not showing up for things, hitting us, not being present, not talking to us, then we're going to also internalize that message. And lastly, our relationship with women. As I was mentioning during our teenagehood, when we do all that identity formation, we're also going to define what it means to be a woman. Now, if we identify as a woman, again, we're using our mother as a template for what a woman is supposed to be. Again, both those explicit messages that we're getting from her, whether it's, women are supposed to cook and women are supposed to clean and women, you're supposed to have children, you're supposed to be married by this time, women are supposed to be quiet, you're not supposed to have an opinion. Whatever message you're getting explicitly from your mother or implicitly through her behaviors, you're going to say, okay, this is the kind of woman I want to be. Or alternatively, you might also have that reaction of, that is not who I want to be. But regardless, your mother is going to again be that first example, that first template of what it means to be a woman. And it will also set your expectation of other women. And this applies to you if you're not a woman. So if you are a man, then you are then also going to use your mom as that template, oh, this is what a woman is supposed to be, and this is what my relationship with women is supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to expect from women in general. So if you have a mother who is not reliable for whatever reason, whether that's poverty, community violence, mental illness, then you're going to, again, regardless of how you identify, you will expect that from women. And you will say, okay, so women are not reliable, women are liars, women hurt you, or women are lovable, women are kind, and I can believe in them and I can respect them, right? So whatever message you're getting based on your relationship with her and even on how other people around you are treating her, that is your template. So that is how it's going to affect how you identify as whether a woman or a man and what that relationship is supposed to be with other women in the future. So as you can tell, our moms have a lot of power over what we expect of ourselves and what we expect of the world throughout our lives. Whether or not they're able to be emotionally or physically present for us, that itself is already shaping that for us. Part of healing maternal wounds, if a lot of that was coming up for you, is accepting that our mothers are human, that our mothers have made mistakes, but that they also have some good qualities to them. Most mothers are neither all good nor all bad. And a lot of what they do is based on what they learn from their mothers. Once we start to accept that, who they are, and that any pain that is caused is just passed down pain, we can start healing that, and we can start to readjust and redefine what we want for ourselves and what we want out of the world and what we're willing to accept from others around us. You're in a unique space to be able to do that, and I hope that this video and most videos that I put out help you in that journey.